Sometimes, silence doesn't mean nothing is there. Sometimes, it means something is watching and waiting to be seen. After days lost in the depths, the crew of Mariana-7 begins to break. One man hears whispers calling his name. One vanishes without a trace. And when the cameras are reviewed, something else is in the frame. This is SpookyShade, where horror rises from the deep, and the unknown never stays buried. Subscribe and follow us into the abyss, if you dare to listen to what shouldn't be heard. Chapter 3. The Vanishing of Mike. The latch slid open with a sound too organic for metal. Everyone stepped back. A hiss escaped from the seams of the box, wet, slithering, and low. Then nothing. No explosion. No smoke. No dramatic surge of light. Just the sound of something exhaling. Mason raised his sidearm instinctively. Close it. Now. But Evelyn lifted a hand. No sudden movements. Slowly, the lid of the container creaked open. The crew tensed, their breaths caught in their throats. Inside was nothing, or so it seemed. A dense black fluid coated the interior, a mucus-like substance that shimmered faintly under the emergency lights. Petra stepped closer, her tablet scanning rapidly. No chemical signature. It's like it doesn't even exist on our scale. Then what the hell is it? Mason muttered. Reyes crouched down. There's something embedded. A shape. He reached in before anyone could stop him. His hand vanished past the wrist, swallowed by the dark. Reyes pulled back. Too late. He yanked his hand free, stumbling backward. Everyone gasped. His hand was bone white, covered in deep red veins that pulsed beneath the skin. Reyes clutched it, breathing hard. It's cold. It burns and it's cold. Evelyn grabbed a medkit. Quarantine him. Now. They sedated Reyes and locked the container in a sealed chamber. No one spoke for a long time. Later that night, Mike was on watch duty. He sat alone in the control room, cycling through camera feeds. Most were static, offline, or corrupted. One showed only a black screen. Except something moved. He leaned in. A flicker, just at the edge, like a long limb retreating into shadow. He blinked. Gone. He switched to the bow cam. Static again. But through the distortion, he could hear something. A low murmur. Not machinery. Not feedback. A whisper. It wasn't a word. It wasn't even a voice. But it felt directed. Mike. His name. Carried in the static. His mouth went dry. He stood up, hand trembling toward the comms panel. Mike. Now it was clearer. A presence just beyond the glass. A shape outside the vessel. Watching. He stepped toward the viewport. Nothing. Then. Tap. A single sound. From the inside of the glass. He stumbled back. And that's when the lights went out. Again. Total darkness. His scream was short, cut off mid-breath. By morning, the crew gathered. But Mike was gone. His bed untouched. His shift logs unrecorded. The only clue was the security footage. A single frame. One image, captured before the feed went dead. Mike, standing in the control room, eyes wide. And behind him, a tall figure. Barely human. Its skin glistening, limbs too long, head cocked in unnatural curiosity. Petra covered her mouth. That's not real. Mason's voice was flat. Where's the footage after this? Watanabe shook his head. It's corrupted. The entire system reset minutes after. What about the hull sensors? Evelyn asked. They show nothing. Nothing had entered or left the ship. Except Mike. They searched for hours. Every crawlspace. Every airlock. Every sealed compartment. No blood. No damage. No evidence of intrusion. It was as if he had simply been removed. Evelyn stared at the last image again. Not at Mike. At the thing behind him. Its eyes weren't glowing. But they were aware. Mason, she said quietly, I want weapons distributed. Everyone stays in pairs. No one walks the corridors alone. And the container? He asked. She looked toward the sealed chamber. The latch was shut again. But something had changed. On the interior glass of the chamber, where the box now sat alone, someone, or something, had drawn a spiral in black fluid. It wasn't there before. A symbol. Not chaotic. Not random. An invitation. Or a warning. And in Reyes's sedated sleep, he began to murmur in a tongue no one recognized. To be continued in Chapter 4. Underneath the Hull.